In September of 2013, I said this. So that pretty much settles what my next video is going to be. I hate the internet. Wait, no. Let's go even deeper than that. Who created the internet? I hate the human race. So I say it's as good a time as any to live up to the promise of making that video. What, only about 2 years late? This is usually the part where I give a brief explanation of what the subject of the video is, but I think it's pretty safe to assume that at least 68% of you can be classed as human, and in turn probably do know what the human race is. At least, I kinda hope you do. Unless of course you're an alien and you're watching this for educational purposes, in which case you're excused. In the long history of the hilariously broad subjects I've covered on the show before, I think this one takes the cake for its potential vastness. So don't be surprised if this video is split into multiple parts over time, because knowing me, I'll probably remember something significant right after I press render on the finished video. So what actually does being human even mean? We all know and use the term human race, and we probably do understand its basic meaning. It's obviously something to do with a bunch of humans who run around a lot and try to win races. But let's have a look and see what being human is classed as in the dictionary. Human, adjective, relating to or characteristic of humankind. Then when you look up what humankind means, it has a picture from the Star Wars wiki for their entry on Star Wars humans. Kinda says it all, doesn't it? So what does the other entry say? Human, noun, a human being. Well, that doesn't really help either, does it? Okay, then being, noun, existence. So what does existence mean? Existence, noun, the fact or state of living or having objective reality, or more simply put, continued survival. So I guess our objective reality is ultimately our major success and failing as a species. Nearly every single problem we have ever faced has been caused by our own self-awareness. And what I mean by this is that you don't see acts of jealousy, evil, love, or hate in the animal kingdom, because they're not exactly dialed into the fact that they exist. You don't see dogs sitting around pondering the meaning of life. That lion didn't murder its prey out of spite or revenge. It's just doing what it does through instinct to further its continued existence. Do human beings even have instincts anymore? When you think about all the things that humans have achieved in our existence, it really is kind of amazing. The mere fact that I'm able to share this video with you, no matter where you are on the planet, is definitely something we take for granted and don't even think about on a day-to-day basis. And we even all carry around devices with an endless database of unlimited answers and knowledge that sits comfortably in our pocket for whenever we want it. Whether you like it or not, we are the most advanced intelligent species on our planet. And in contrast to all the life we've ever known, there isn't even a competition for who's top dog. But at the same time, what do we even have to compare to? For all we know, we might be the biggest joke of a species in comparison to another form of unknown intelligent life out there. There could definitely be worse intelligent life than the human race, but I think it's safe to assume that there could definitely be better. When you take a step back and really look at us as a whole, would it really take that much for another species to be more impressive and efficient than us? Okay, imagine a world where we had no violence, no wars, no guns, no video games, no movies, no music, no pop culture at all. And all we did, the only thing every human on the entire planet did, putting aside any emotion or vitriol against each other, was work together towards some kind of goal. Like if we were all emotionless shells built for nothing but efficiency. How quickly would we have been on the moon? How fast would we explore and spread across the galaxy? I think we could accomplish nearly anything. The potential is there. I'm focusing a lot on space and the possibility of aliens and crazy things like that, but why are we not doing more to explore it? Well, I do know the answer, but it's a rhetorical question, so leave me alone. Just stop and think about this for a second. We have left the planet. We have actually landed on the moon. Why stop there? It's like completing the tutorial of a video game and then turning it off for good and never finishing it. So much money, time and energy is poured into fighting with each other, preparing to fight each other, inventing new things to fight each other with, entertainment that revolves around fighting each other. I'm not trying to be a hippy-dippy, ooh, world peace would solve all problems ever, man. It's a bit late for that now. But I honestly can't envision a world infested with humans where violence isn't rampant in one way or another. I know people will say that violence is kind of like the proportion of horrible YouTube comments on a typical video, a vocal, loud, impossible to ignore minority that appears bigger than it really is. And it's not like we're so overrun with violence that you can't leave your house without the fear of being punched in the head. Well, in most civil places at least. But that fear is still there. I think we've actually reached a point where we're nearly completely desensitized to horrible violence out of expectation. Virtually all media revolves around it. I've done it myself. We absolutely eat it up. We love seeing people being mangled or shot to pieces in fiction. But then just think about all the awful things that crop up every other day in real life. Just this year, we've had terrorist attacks in France, massacres left and right like the shooting in Tunisia. It just goes on and on, it never ends. Humans seem to have one distinct problem that holds everyone back. Coexisting is impossible, apparently. Just the other day, I was walking through town with James, and some comedian whispered, "Hey look, it's the Batty crew." Sure, I might have been holding his hand and playing with his hair, but what did I do to deserve that? I think people forget that every single person has their own backstory, their own beliefs, their own ideas and morals, or lack thereof, which leads to an impossibly crazy mixing pot of people who all want their own way, and can never agree. No one is ever happy with anything. So let's round this off with some examples of what you people think. I asked on Twitter what you think the worst thing about the human race is, and here are some of the responses. We're slowly destroying our planet and taking its resources for granted. Our brains which questions everything. James. Financial greediness. And Jar Jar Binks. Bad stop-motion Lego videos. All jokes aside, I can't help but feel like I've only scratched the surface of this subject here, meaning that this will probably have to have multiple parts eventually. So make sure you tell me your ideas and things I can talk about more in depth for another part. But before that day comes, can we at least try to coexist so the inevitable perpetual destruction of our own planet is at least slowed down so I don't have to live to see it? Thanks. As someone who is lucky enough to get paid for sharing their opinions, I'm proud to announce that this video was sponsored by Opinion Outpost. You can earn cash, Amazon gift cards, and more just for sharing your opinions. All you need to do is click the link in the description, sign up for free, and start completing different opinion-based surveys and earn points, which you can redeem for free gift cards or cash right on the website. And as if that wasn't enough, you'll also automatically receive one free entry into a $10,000 quarterly prize draw each and every time you take a survey. So what are you waiting for? Do it now! So those are my initial thoughts on the human race. Extremely broad, I know. I'm looking forward to seeing where this could potentially go. I sense a multi-part mini-series coming on. So what do you think? Do you agree or disagree with what I said? Did I get slightly too existential for you? Am I horribly wrong because you think the human race is great? Tell me in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching. All comments and ratings are very much appreciated. Make sure you check out some of my other videos and head over to Opinion Outpost using the link in the description. I'll see you next time. Bye!